Welcome back to the channel, lads. It is episode number 47 of our FC 26 career mode here with Bolton Wanderers. 17 games unbeaten into the new season, 11 of those in the Premier League, which is incredible right now. How long can we keep that going? But talking about the Premier League, Thierry Small winning the man of the match there in our last game against Arsenal. I did give it to him, if I remember correctly, and it looks like the game agrees with me. He was sensational in that game. He would need to do it again, though, coming up against a very tough Liverpool side in our next game in the league. We're top of the league, a couple of points clear of Manchester City, Arsenal and Sunderland in the top four right now. Liverpool just outside of the top four. We face Bayern Munich as well. Next in the Champions League, Crystal Palace, Fulham and West Ham United. So some tough games coming up, and that will take us to the end of November and the very busy festive December period, as well as January, the busiest 2 months in the Premier League. Incredible. I think we've got like 8 games to go. Yeah, 8 games in December and 7 potentially more in January as well, which is incredible right now. But we've got 11 days rest or so, maybe 13 days rest from this up to our next game against Liverpool. So we've got to use that time wisely. We've got 1 or 2 contracts here that we need to give out before that game against Liverpool. We would think this would be a straightforward contract negotiation here for Joao Randall, one of the players that have played a significant role in us being in this position right now. He's been at Bolton Wanderers since we took over. We are giving him a wage increase, as you would expect, to 25k, 750k there in signing on bonus. Just a 1-year contracts extension though for him. Is now 30 years of age. They're asking for 39k and 340k in signing on bonus. I'm not willing to go more than 25k, but I'll try and increase his signing on bonus a little bit. I hope he accepts this, because this is the final offer on the table. 25k in wages, 900k in signing on bonus, 500k if he scores 5 goals for us this season. That is my final offer. He's still asking for the 39k, which I'm not willing to give to him. I want to keep the player. He's got 1 year and 7 months left in his contract, so we're not going to lose him anyway. But I'll end that negotiation for now. If he doesn't change his mind, we might let him go in January. Let's hope a contract extension here for Max Conway is much more straightforward compared to Joao Randall. But same again, sporadic role, 1 year in extension, 18k in wages, 600k in signing on bonus, 450k if he makes 10 appearances for us this season. He's asking for 26.5k there. Again, I'm not willing to give that to a player who is 70 rated and is our third choice left back right now. If I'm being honest, what is wrong with these fringe players asking for ridiculous wages? We have no troubles when we try to give our first choice, our starting players, new contracts. You've got Valentin Gomez, who is on 55k. But this is what I mean. If you go all the way down to players who is on 25k, you've got Thierry Small, who is on 25k and 82 rated. I couldn't possibly justify giving Max Conway the same level of contracts as our first choice left back. The likes of Sam Dolby is on 18k, which makes sense. Even our captain Simons is on 15k right now. When you try to do the nice thing and give players contracts, for some reason they've been ridiculous with the sorts of wage they're asking for. But anyway, we will prepare for ourselves for our next game here. The first one of today's episode, it will be against Liverpool at Anfield. In 17 games unbeaten this season in all competitions, 11 of those in the Premier League. We've done quite well this season. That, though, is at risk here, facing a very good Liverpool side. I mean, we beat them in the Community Shield at the start of this season, which glorified friendly, as I call it. And I remember I did say in that game, when it matters the most, they do step up. After this game, we face Bayern Munich in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like we might well go on to lose a game here. Liverpool are a tough side, that Robinson in midfield for them. He has caused us 1 or 2 troubles in the past. They have got Krupi, who we saw the sign in the summer as well, starting up front for them. For us, it is Bundgaard, Nelson Viper and Ruben van Bommel as our forward 3 for this game. Nelson Viper, by the way, insane run of games this season. I mean, to have scored Is it 8 goals already in the Premier League and 5 or 6 assists to his name? That is incredible. In 11 appearances, only 11 appearances, he's got that many goals and assists this season. He could well go on to score more than the 24 goals he scored in the Premier League last season, but only time will tell. Martinez just surging through our midfield and defense there. Oh my goodness, he goes for the spectacular. But Owen Goodman's stood up to the occasion there. Big save from the goalkeeper. That would have been one of the best goals that the AI have scored against us in this save so far. He drove through our defense and midfield and unleashed a thunderbolt. But luckily for us, our goalkeeper was there to stop it. It's back-to-back corners here for Liverpool. Florian Wirtz is going to take this one. We have had quite a poor start to this game. We need to gain control, but we know how deadly we can be on the break, though. Comfortable for the goalkeeper. Come on, Liverpool have been by far the better team, but that is much better defensively from Collins to win possession back to him, our right back, the number 3. He plays in Philip Bundgaard. Oh, he's made an excellent run there. Nelson Viper, poor defending from Joe Gomez, though. He just couldn't keep up with him. I told you it was only a matter of time before we go forward and create something of our own. It's been a poor first half from us up until that moment. But as soon as Nelson Viper gets away from his man there, both Joe Gomez and William Saliba, they just couldn't keep up with him. And he continues his excellent goal-scoring form this season. 9 goals. 9 goals in the Premier League, man. At this stage of the season, in 12 appearances as well. And he's got about 6 assists to his name. It just goes to show how incredible he's been at the start of this season. But it's a little bit of a uncoordinated football going on there. Both teams just giving it away sloppily. It's still happening. It's so packed in midfield, given the fact that Liverpool are playing that diamond in midfield. No way. Florian Wirtz, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And straight from kickoff in what was a terrible moments of play there. I mean, it was just both teams giving away possession, and all of a sudden, Liverpool find themselves one-on-one. And that was such a poor goal to concede, man. Straight after conceding. For some reason, both teams were just so poor in that little phase of play, just giving possession away needlessly. But there were not some punishes to get the equalizer unless we can make something count here with Ruben van Bommel, who plays in Thierry Small to Isaac Price. It's straight into the hands of Mamadashvili. And that would be the end of the first half here. Both teams go into the break 1-1. Liverpool have been the better team in that half. They've had by far the better chances. Got to improve in the second half, man. So far, we've kept it ticking. We've been much more organised. We have tried to play out from the back more often as well, but we lose possession. Excellent defending there from Valentin Gomez to win possession back for us on the break. And Nelson Viper turns. Ruben van Bommel plays an excellent ball to Nelson Viper, who turns Joe Gomez so easy there and finds the bottom corner. It's double figures for him in the Premier League already, only in 12 appearances. He's right now on track to score more than the 24 goals he scored for us last season in the league. But look at that for 10, though. Joe Gomez, get out my way. In you go. Easy as you like. He's a dream, you know. He's a dream striker, Nelson Viper. Honestly, he's not that good in real life, by the way. I'm not quite sure the reason why we decided to go for him, but I did like his height. One of the reasons, oh no, Liverpool get the equalizer once again. We score a goal, and they go on to the other end to score an equalizer. It's Robinson. He scored against us in the FA Cup finals last season, helping Liverpool lift that trophy. And he's done it again here in the Premier League, getting the equalizer for Liverpool. The block was good, but then again, we just couldn't get it cleared after making that block. It fell kindly to him. I was just going back to what we were saying about Nelson Viper. I think this one is going to finish as a draw, 2-2, or maybe not. One last attack here from Liverpool. He touches heavy. Oh, he did manage to get the shot on target, but nothing to trouble the goalkeeper there. It will be a 2-2 draw. Both teams share a point. I mean, Liverpool, I've got to say, we're the better team in this game. We just took our moments when we had those moments, getting 2 goals from 2 shots on target pretty much. And luckily for us, it was enough to get a point. The transfer offers are flooding in right now for both Matt Conway and Joel Randall, 2 players that at the moment we cannot come to an amicable agreement in terms of wages for both players. I'll try not to accept any offers as of yet, and we will try to give them a new contract again before the January transfer window opens. But for now, and we will try and keep both players as part of the team. PSG are top of the league phase here, 12 points. Ourselves, Arsenal, Celtic, Leipzig, all on 10 points there. Dynamo Kiev doing quite well. But Bayern Munich is struggling, the 28th in the league table right now, which is incredible for a team of their quality. Let's take a look at them. Bayern Munich all the way to 28. They haven't won a game yet in the opening 4 games. 3 draws and just a 1 defeat for them. They've conceded 7 goals, or they've conceded 8 goals and scored 7. It's not a good campaign for the German side. We do know, though, they've got quality. We cannot pay attention too much to their previous results. They've got players that will punish you if you allow them to do so. Rotate to starting 11 here, which have been forced by the fact that we had a game 2 days ago. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this one. You know, as far as Bayern Munich have been in the Champions League this season, we've got to be careful here because they're still, of course, one of the giants of Europe, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they still go on to do enough to finish in the top 8 or go through to the next stages via the qualifying rounds. That is for those teams that finish outside of the top 8. They've got Upamecano at the back. They've still got Kimmich and Pavlovic in midfield. Musiala in that number 10 position. They've got Samu leading the line for them. It's a strong team from Bayern Munich as well. They've got Trent Alexander-Arnold in that right back position. We've got Gomez and Hughes as our 2 centre-backs. We've got Simons in the base of our midfield in that CDM position. And of course, Clayton Taylor, Nelson Viper, and Philip Bungard as our forward trio for this one. We're looking to cause them 1 or 2 troubles on the break in this game if we can. They're of course going to dominate possession, there's no doubt. And you cannot go and face Bayern Munich and expect to have more possession than them. It's only a few teams in this world that are capable of doing that. Only a handful of teams. And I tell you what, that is not Bolton Wanderers. That's a good cross to the far post there. And Clayton Taylor, who again is not the tallest of players, but he's quite good in the air. He's got an excellent jump, excellent leap every time you put a cross in that far post. You know, one thing I've noticed, right? The better we have got as a team, oh my goodness, you cannot concede a goal from Route 1 football like that. Oh, Rodrigo, it's a back, it's hit the post. How is that not gone in? We got so lucky there to get away with that one. Big chance for Bayern Munich. I was just saying, I've noticed that the more we have improved as a team, the easier it's been playing on the rainy surface, the wet conditions. You know, I remember back in our championship days, and to some extent our first season in the Premier League, Bayern Munich are playing some good football right now. We struggle a lot in the rainy conditions, but as we have improved as a team, we've also got better in terms of playing in the wet surface, which it's good to see. Maybe sometimes it's not all about the conditions. It's more about the quality of the team that you have. But Bayern Munich have been creating chances after chances in this game. Bayuku did well there to prevent that one from going out. We've barely been in this game, man. 63 minutes played so far, and it's all Bayern Munich for most of those first half. And early on here in the second half, Nelson Viper gets there first. And oh my goodness, out of nothing, Bayern Munich have dominated the game. But you just know we're going to get that one opportunity. I'm not quite sure how Nelson Viper gets there first, but he squares it for Clayton Taylor, who taps one home for his first Champions League game, first Champions League goal of the season. I cannot believe we're winning this game, man. It's all been Bayern Munich. You can tell things are not going their way at the moment. That's excellent defending there. He got close enough to Samu to prevent him from turning and shooting there. Valentin Gomez, excellent defending. Thierry Small has made an excellent overlapping run there. Cross into the box. Nelson Viper makes it 2-0 for us. 83-minute played, and surely game over now for Bayern Munich. I don't see them scoring 2 goals in this game, in a game that they have dominated us from the first half to the second half, but 2 chances created, and we have scored. Fantastic header there from Nelson Viper. The cross is even better, and that was enough to secure all 3 points for us in our 4th game of the Champions League. And this now puts us in 10 points in the league phase of the competition. What a game. Not necessarily the best performance, but we did hang in there to win the game. What a result. And we are officially now into the festive month of December, and it's going to be a game every 3 or 4 days now for us until the end of January, which is incredible. From December to the end of January, it's going to be a game every 3 or 4 games. This is the time of the season where, if there's any time of the season where you've got to manage your squad properly, it is December and January. A lot of games for us to play, starting here at home against a Crystal Palace side that, to be fair, in the past, we've had good results against them. But come on, the Trotters. Now, one thing we have to get spot on in the next couple of months, as we talked about, given the amount of games we have to play, it's the squad rotation. We've got to get players in and out of the team at the right time. We've got to rotate. We've got to use the biggest squad. It's not all about the 11 players starting. It's all about the squad. Everyone has to feel important at this stage of the season, and that is how you win titles. You don't win trophies by prioritizing starting 11 players. And that's exactly what we have to do in this next couple of months. Crystal Palace have got Dean Henderson in goal. They've got Justin Davini, one of the midfielders. Jean-Philippe Mateta leading the line for them. They've got Clement Bischoff in this team, who's a good young centre midfielder there. Every time we have faced Palace, it looks like Mateta is aging a bit every season. I don't know if it's something that have been added to the game where players, seasons after seasons, start to age. That would be an incredible feature to be added to the game, isn't it? But Mateta seems to be getting older every time we face Palace. That's a good deep cross to the far post. I think that was Isaac Price attacking that one on the far post. Big save from Henderson in goal for Crystal Palace. Good start to the game here. 24-minute play. Oh, that's poor there from Crystal Palace. We win possession back. Substitution here for the away side. Justin Davini has been taken off to be replaced by Pablo Fornals. I mean, Crystal Palace, winner of the Conference League. How good have they done with their gaffer in charge, who is, of course, leaving them now. I'm not sure where he's going to go. He's been linked to AC Milan in real life, but he's done so well in the last few seasons for Palace, hasn't he? Winning the Carabao Cup, winning the Community Shield as well, and going on to win the Conference League. It's just incredible for a team like Crystal Palace, you know. But then again, I'm talking about the Conference League. It shows the strength of the English teams right now, you know. Palace comfortably winning the Conference League. Aston Villa comfortably winning the Europa League. Arsenal getting to the finals of the Champions League. Of course, playing the best team in the world in that game against PSG. But look who's popped up with his first goal of the season. It is Lloyd Yandel. I'm not quite sure what he was doing centrally there. He's not a player that drifts centrally for us, but that is a nice finish from him. He's got his first goal of the Premier League season. We needed the goal as well. I mean, the game was drifting, looking like it could possibly end up being a 0-0 game. But of course, no, he's not getting up there, Morgan. That is not looking good. We could well have picked up our first injury of the season. Kieran Morgan goes down there. He's still down, by the way. And Crystal Palace continues the attack. Oh, I hope that's not a long-term injury, man. That's going to suck. And we don't have... Oh, that's a big save. We don't have too many midfielders, by the way. That's the end of the game. It's a 1-0 victory for us. And Lloyd Yandel with the only goal. But the biggest worry of this game, it looks like Kieran Morgan has picked up an injury. And for us, we'll find out. And hopefully nothing too serious. But for now, we will celebrate the 3 points here against Crystal Palace. I tell you what, it's going to be really tough to manage if Kieran Morgan's injury is any longer than a couple of weeks, to be honest. But let's find out. He's out injured. We know that from the game against Crystal Palace. It's a freaking broken toe and he's going to be out for 3 months. We're not going to have him back until February, which is a shame in this busy period that we have coming up both in December and January. I don't want to dip into the transfer market just to replace a player because he's injured for a few months. But I tell you what, given what's at stake for us this season, we might have to. That is a big shame. Our first long-term injury of the season, and it is to Kieran Morgan. He's just beginning to pick up some form as well for us in that midfield, and we're going to be losing him for the next 3 months. It is an opportunity, though, for other players to step up and play more games, hopefully keep the standards up for us as well. And up next here for us then in the Premier League at Craven Cottage, it is Fulham. We are 13 games unbeaten in the Premier League season so far, going into our 14th game here. Looking to keep that run going, of course. Fulham on the tough side. They've got Ortega in goal. They've got Joachim Anderson, one of the centre-backs. They've got Emmanuel Emega up front for them. Roman Eze playing out wide. We've got Owen Goodman in goal, of course. With the injury of Kieran Morgan, we've had to sort of, well, not that. McPherson was always going to start this game anyway. But that injury to Kieran Morgan means it gives us a little bit more opportunity to give the youngster more games in midfield, especially in the Premier League. When he's played for us, he's not looked too bad, to be honest with you. Fulham on the attack here. It's Sander Berger. McPherson, though, he wins possession back for us. This is what I mean. He's not the quickest of players. But in terms of being at the right place at the right time, he always seems to do that for us. Fantastic pass from Isaac Price. And guess who is there? It is, of course, Nelson Viper again. 11 goals in 14 Premier League games this season. He's well on double figures now. The next step is to try and get him to get to that 20 goals a season in the Premier League. Incredible. He's actually one of the best strikers I have used on FCs. He makes fantastic runs. He's good in the air. He's strong. His hold-up play is excellent. He gets assists. It's just the complete package as a centre-forward, isn't he? Fulham there giving possession back to us. Oh, look at this. We could well go on to make it 2-0 here. Philip Bundgaard, you just know he's going to find the top corner for his 5th goal of the Premier League season in 10 appearances for him. I mean, when he finds himself in this sort of position, his weaker foot is just unbelievable. Now, there are a few players that we've got in this team. Lloyd Yandel, for example, is not the most clinical with his weaker foot. He's not the most clinical goal scorer, to be fair. He's more of a creator. Oh, that's a good cross. We've dealt with it. It looks like, oh, what a goal from King. What a goal from the young central attacking midfielder. That is just, it's just instinctive, isn't it? It just fell kindly there for him. He's turned and just hit it. I'm not quite sure he even looked at where the goal was. Look at this. He's just turned and shoot. And it's ended up finding the top corner there. Oh, that's a good finish from him. What a game it's been, though. What first half has been here. 26 minutes into the game. And it's already 3 goals. Thierry Small is going to hit it. He's gone with his right foot instead. And it smashed the crossbar there. What a goal. That would have been the best goal of the season so far. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if that attempt from Thierry Small ended up going in? The scenes, though, that was unbelievable strike with his weaker right foot. That's poor tackle. I wasn't so sure he had that in his locker, Thierry Small, but it looks like we might need to try that one or two times moving forward. But Valentin Gomez picks up a yellow card here. That could have been worse. That could have possibly been a red card. That's an awful tackle. Now, we talked about players getting injured at this stage of the season, right? What a time to pick up that injury, by the way, for Kieran Small. The busiest time of the season. And we've got him to pick up a long-term injury. But I think we've got enough to just about manage it. But if we need to, we will deepen into the transfer market when the January transfer window opens and look to get one more midfielder. But one position we wouldn't need to strengthen, though, it's our centre-forward position, because we've got Nelson Viper in probably the best form since we signed him. 12 goals in 14 Premier League appearances. How easy was this, though? How easy was that? Sometimes, by the way, against the AI, although I'm playing on ultimate difficulty, it just looks so easy. Oh, what a goal from Emega, Emmanuel Emega, the striker for Fulham, pulls one back. 5 goals in this game so far. It's one of those games where every single attack has ended up in the back of the net. It's poor defending at times from both teams, but it's just fun to see. It's just fun to see both teams score goals, right? That is an excellent finish. It reminded me of the Nelson Vipers header against Bayern Munich. With excellent cross from the left-hand side, and the centre forward just attacking it, and you can't fault it, to be fair. I think this might just have one more goal in this game, before the end of it here. Bayuku goes inside to Joao Randall, who's just come off the bench. Nelson Viper with an opportunity to get himself a hat-trick there. He's scored a lot of braces for us this season. He's yet to score the hat-trick, though. His first hat-trick in a Bolton Wanderers shirt. I'm sure that he's been knocking on the door. He's been knocking on the door for that, and sooner rather than later, he might just get that. It's ended up finishing a 3-2 victory for us. What was an entertaining game. At times in today's episode, we haven't played quite well, but I felt like this one was probably one of our best performances, especially going forward and creating chances. Defensively, though, it has to get better, but fantastic victory for us. And going into our final game of today's episode there at the Toughsheet Community Stadium against the Hammers, looking for our 15th game unbeaten here in the Premier League. Incredible run of results so far, incredible performances at times for us this season in the Premier League and in all competitions as well. We remain unbeaten. Goodman in goal. And you've got Hughes and Isaac Toure starting this one. Lloyd Yandel, who is one of the options that we could use in one of those midfield positions. He's starting midfield today. Games that I feel like we will dominate the ball and we will create chances. I'm happy to play Lloyd Yandel as one of those box-to-box midfield positions. We saw it in the Champions League not so long ago. Now, I felt in that game, he got 2 assists in the Champions League against Val. And the Belgian side that we won 4-0 against, it was so important in winning that game. That's a poor tackle from Collins, by the way, and surely going to pick up a yellow card there. Once again, it's one of those tackles that borderlines red card. You wouldn't argue too much if a red card is given for that. It was a poor tackle. I mean, I did say we're going to dominate this game, which we have done, to be fair, so far. But nothing to show for it yet. West Ham are happy to just get so many bodies defending deep. It's a cross to the far post, and Ruben van Bommel attacks it. Every time he puts a cross to that far post, you just know he's going to win the header. He's 6'4". He's a man mountain in that far post, but just couldn't find the target there. Sure, the goals are going to come, lads. We just need to keep doing what we're doing, but in the meantime, it's West Ham on the attack here with Marshall on that right-hand side. It's a poor pass from Marshall. We intercept on the break here. It's Ruben van Bommel driving us forward. Look at the space there from Lloyd Yandel in midfield. Lloyd Yandel plays in Nelson Viper with hands away. Gets away from his man with his left foot. In you go, easy as you like, for his 13th Premier League game or Premier League goal of the season and 15 appearances. Now, this was all about that touch, that control, the ability, the agility to get away from his man. It was just, he's such a good striker. I've said too much about him right now. And he's in the best scoring form of his life since we signed him here anyway. Our Bolton Wanderers. I mean, West Ham have been poor in this game. Although the scoreline only shows 1-0. And to be fair, we haven't really created too many chances. But going forward, West Ham have been non-existent. This time it's Lloyd Yando. Makes it 2-0 for us. Nelson Viper returns the favour for the assist. And he gets his second goal of the season. In games like this where I know we're going to dominate possession, maybe playing him as one of those box-to-box midfielders isn't such a bad idea. He's not the best, he's not your most aggressive footballer, he's not going to win the ball all the time for you. Defensively, he's not going to offer us too much in that position, but when we are in possession, it's just magic. He creates chances, he scores goals, and of course, that second goal sealed this one for us. 2-0 victory at the Toughsheet Community Stadium against a stubborn West Ham side at times. But we did enough. We kept the clean sheet. We scored 2 goals. We won the game. And we will move on. I think that would be it today for us then, lads. But before we finish the episode, let's take a look at some of the standings here. In the Champions League, we remain second in the league phase, just behind PSG, the likes of Leipzig, Copenhagen, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. Celtic finishing the rest of the top 8 there. Juventus, Napoli, Manchester City. Some big names outside of the top 8 right now. Liverpool at 18th. You've got the likes of Dortmund on 21st there on the table. Leverkusen are struggling. Perhaps the biggest surprise is Bayern Munich outside of the top 30 right now. And as things stand, it looks like there will be knocked out of the league phase of the Champions League, which will be incredible. But still 3 games to go until the end of the league phase. In the Premier League, we are, of course, top of the league, 35 points. Only the 2 points, though, clear of Manchester City in second place. Both teams have been going head-to-head all season. You've got Liverpool in 3rd, Chelsea in 4th, Newcastle just outside of the top 4 there. Arsenal have dropped down to 7th. They were 2nd not so long ago. Manchester United and Sunderland also drop out of the top 6. Sunderland were in the top 4 not too long ago. They've got a game in hand though, and if they win that game in hand, it looks like they might go back up to 5th. Sunderland, it looks like they're a good season Sunderland are having, by the way. The bottom 3 remains Burnley, Sheffield United and West Ham. Bournemouth at the moment just about surviving in those relegation places. In the Carabao Cup, we know we made it through to the next rounds, the quarterfinals, where we are away from home against Chelsea. The FA Cup is yet to start, but smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed this one, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're new to it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching and bye for now.